Today we have the rare privilege of speaking with one of the most remarkable musicians of the 19th century, Clara Schumann, a virtuoso pianist, composer, and pioneering figure in classical music. Clara's influence extends far beyond her own time, from her early years as a childhood prodigy under the guidance of her father, Frederick Wieck, to her groundbreaking concert career that spanned over 6 decades. She redefined what it meant to be a female musician in an era dominated by men. Beyond her own compositions, Clara played a crucial role in championing the works of her husband, Robert Schumann, and their close friends, Johann Brahms. But she was more than just a performer. She was a mother, a teacher, a composer, whose works continue to captivate audiences today. Join me as we dive into her extraordinary life, her thoughts on music and artistry, and the challenges she faced in her journey. Clara, it is an absolute honor to have you here.
Hello.
Clara, can you tell us about your early musical education? How did your father influence or shape your musical journey?
Well, my family is very musical. I started playing from a very young age. I made my first musical appearance at age 9, while I performed my first piano recital at the age of 11. However, I didn't just play the piano. I studied voice, violin, score reading, and composition, and many other things.
Wow, that is very impressive. How would you say your father influenced / shaped your musical journey?
My father, Friedrich, had a position as a private tutor before getting married and having me. He switched career goals and trained me from a young age. He taught me his skills and managed to train me to become a famous pianist.
Interesting. I guess that brings me to the next question. What were some of your most formative experiences as a child prodigy, and how did they shape your career?
My earliest experiences shaped me profoundly. From the age of 5, my father fostered my talent with unwavering dedication, pushing me to perform and excel. Frequent performers in front of large audiences helped me develop resilience and confidence. This early exposure not only honed my skills as a pianist, but also instilled in me a deep passion for music, laying the foundation for a lifelong career that intertwined performance and composition.
Very interesting. Okay. What inspired you to start composing, and how do you approach the creative process in your works?
I was always inspired by the music around me. My early exposure to the works of composers such as Schubert, Chopin, and my husband Robert ignited in me a desire to create. My approach to composition involves a deep emotional connection to music. I often let my feelings guide the writing process. I strive to express the richness of human experience while experimenting with structure and harmony.
Can you possibly describe the evolution of your compositional style throughout your career? Maybe some of your early works, influences on styles and melodies?
In my early works, you can hear the influence of the Romantic style, with lyrical melodies and rich harmonies, a trait honed through listening to my contemporaries. As I grew, my style evolved to incorporate more complex structures and emotional depth, reflecting my personal journey and experiences, especially as I navigated sorrow and joy through life as a mother and artist. I believe my later compositions reveal a more mature understanding of form and embrace of innovation within the Romantic framework.
Thank you so much. How did your collaboration with other musicians, particularly your husband Robert Schumann, influence your music?
My partnership with Robert was a profound source of inspiration and creativity. His compositions prompted me to think more deeply about the interplay between piano and voice, informing my own works and interpretations. We shared ideas, cultivated each other's musical voices, and I often played his music to perfection, finding my interpretation influenced by our shared emotional landscape.
Very interesting. What would you say, as one of the first female concert pianists to achieve fame, what challenges did you face on the concert stage, and how did you overcome them?
My journey was often fraught with societal expectations and gender limitations. Many doubted a woman's place on the concert stage, questioning my abilities solely due to my sex. However, I resolved to demonstrate my talent and dedication. I persevered through practice, embracing every opportunity to perform, and by connecting deeply with my audience. I proved my worth as both a musician and an artist.
And what would you say it was like to perform your works and those of other composers during your concert tours?
Performing my own works, as well as those of others, brought me immense joy, but also a certain vulnerability. Each performance was a conversation with the audience, allowing me to share my intricacies and insights. Touring brought exposure and connection, but it was also challenging as I navigated various unfamiliar settings and expectations. Yet, every concert deepened my resolve to share music's beauty with the world.
Thank you. How do you view the role of a performer in relation to the composer's attention?
Performer acts as a bridge between the composer and the audience. It is our duty to honor the composer's intentions while infusing the performance with our own interpretations. We must understand the emotional heart of the work, allowing our individuality to illuminate the composer's message, thereby breathing new life into their creations.
Thank you. What are your thoughts on the importance of music education, particularly for young women at your time?
Music education is invaluable, especially for young women. It empowers them to express themselves and fosters creativity. In a society often restrictive towards women, music offers a pathway to voice emotions and intellect. I advocate for comprehensive education that allows future generations of women to break boundaries and thrive in the arts.
Wow, very fascinating and inspiring. Thank you. How do you think the role of women in music composition and performances has changed since your time?
While progress has surely been made, the fight for recognition continues. More women are emerging as composers and performers today, breaking barriers that were once insurmountable. Yet the landscape is still layered with challenges. I hope that as more women claim their space in music, the industry will continue evolving toward equity and acknowledgement of their contributions.
That's great. Clara, I have one special question. What advice would you give to aspiring musicians today, especially women looking to make their mark in the field of music?
I would advise them to pursue their passion with unwavering commitment and to embrace their individuality. The path may be fraught with obstacles, but perseverance, authenticity, and the courage to express one's unique voice are vital. Build supportive networks and never shy away from what you love to create.
How do you hope your music will be remembered in the future, and what do you think your legacy will be?
I hope my music conveys a sense of emotional depth and connection, allowing listeners to experience the joys and sorrows of my life. My legacy, I would wish, is one of empowering future generations to pursue their artistic endeavors, and perhaps I may be remembered as a pioneer who carved a path for women in music.
Are there any composers or musicians who have inspired you throughout your life, and how have they influenced your work?
Certainly. Beethoven's brilliance instilled a deep respect for compositional structure, while Chopin's lyrical style influenced my romantic sensibilities. Of course, Robert's music has been pivotal to my development as both a pianist and a composer. Each of these figures has enriched my understanding of music's potential for expression and emotion.
If you could change one thing about the music world, what would it be and why?
I would change the pervasive notions that limit women's opportunities in music. It is vital for the music world to embrace and celebrate diverse voices, ensuring that talent knows no gender. Creating inclusivity could foster a rich tapestry of creativity that truly reflects the world we live in today.
Thank you, Clara.
Thank you.
And with that, we bring our conversation with the incredible Clara Schumann to a close. It has been an absolute privilege to hear her insights on music, performance, and the ever-evolving role of music and women in the arts. Her legacy as a pianist, composer, and educator continues to inspire generations, reminding us of the power of perseverance, passion, and artistic excellence. Clara, thank you so much for sharing and for your time and wisdom with us today. Your contributions to music will forever be cherished. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey throughout history. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and let the music continue to move your soul. Goodbye.